Welcome to Mysterious Places and Events, episode 15. And we want to thank you. We got the 300 subscriber mark now. Never thought that would happen. Yeah, you start off and you have like 4 subscribers, and we got over 300. So thank you very much. And we're going to start the blog right now. Today we're going to talk about some mysterious typhoons that I've experienced and wild ones in the Philippines. Some of the most wild experiences in my life. So we'll talk about that. Here we go. Having been raised in Southern California, I never really experienced what a typhoon was. I only saw them on TV, and they look like pretty scary events. But what a typhoon is, it's a circulating winds going over the water, and it's warm water, and it's a gust of like 74 miles an hour or more, and it just continues to rotate, and it picks up steam, and it kind of hits landfall. Very powerful. And we're going to talk about some typhoons that hit the Philippines. My real baptism to typhoons in the Philippines was November 3rd, 2013. The great and powerful and mighty Yolanda. Yolanda was recorded as the most powerful storm ever to hit the earth. And I was in that one. The winds were like 250 to 275 kilometers an hour, and it was just wild. And the roofs that were blowing from neighbor houses almost hit me in the head. Trees were flying all over. It was like watching a movie like The Wizard of Oz, where the wind is going around, the tornado, and things are flying in the air. And like the Twister, the movie, where the cows are flying in the air. It was like that. It was just amazing, and it was just wild. Yolanda killed like over 6,500 people in Tacloban where it hit. It just hit with full fury and force. It was just amazing. But it was just a crazy event. And I don't know if I liked it or not, but it was just a different experience. It just wreaked damage all throughout the country, and it affected and hurt many people. A few years later, on December 3rd, 2019, we had the Typhoon Tisoy. Tisoy was a typhoon out in the ocean, and it just kept growing and growing, and then it got degraded as a lower typhoon, and then it came back to another typhoon, and it hit the Philippines. It hit it pretty hard, and I was out in the ocean doing a blog in Tisoy. It was pretty wild and it was pretty crazy, but not as crazy as the next typhoon on Christmas Day. Ursula is a very bad name. When I heard the name Ursula, I thought this might be a bad typhoon. But I thought, how could it be a typhoon on Christmas Day? How could Santa Claus deliver a horrible typhoon? Well, it happened. Ursula hit the Philippines December 25th of last year, and it was just terrible. The waves out in the ocean were even worse than Yolanda, and the winds and the damage, everything was flying. I was like, Yolanda was the worst typhoon in history, and this seemed like it was worse than Yolanda. I was on the beach blogging, and there was like seats flying out of the boats. It was just wild and crazy. I actually did blog, so if you want to go back on my channel, you can see. It was just so crazy and amazing. Everything. The windows were broken, the roofing was broken, everything was wiped out.
And here's my two windows. No more windows. I had a fun time here with Ursula. It was just so powerful. I mean, the winds were probably in excess. And it was really terrible. So just had my under roof got torn apart. In my house here, all the under roof got torn down. All the damage is right here. Let's see where, right there. I just piled it all up. It was really strong and it just blew the heck. It was probably the most powerful storm we've ever had. So hopefully not too many people died.
It was just crazy. I was holding the windows so they didn't break. I was scared to death. Water was flooding in the houses. It was just amazing. And Ursula was just so crazy. There was no power on the island for weeks and weeks and weeks. No internet, no Wi-Fi. There was just no gasoline. It was just crazy. All the services were gone. There was no money. There was no banks. There was no computer. There was no ATM. Ursula just destroyed the island. Lines were hours for a little bit of gasoline. The gasoline was rationed. It was just crazy. It was just unbelievable. Trees were falling. I drove around the island and I just could not believe the damage. Everywhere was just damaged by the typhoon Ursula. Blogging at Ursula was just wild. A tree fell down and almost killed me. My house, it was just wild. The chairs outside were flying against the window. Windows were broken. So the fury of typhoons are very well implanted in my brain right now, and my memory from Ursula and Yolanda. 2019 was pretty horrible season as far as the typhoons go. And we're in 2020 now, and we hope that 2020 is much, much better. There was just one typhoon here, and it was just a mild tropical storm, so it wasn't too bad. So most of the typhoons come in like November or December, so we have that to look forward to. But we hope 2020 is a better year. Well, that's it. Mysterious Places and Events, episode 15, Typhoons in the Philippines. They are mysterious and they are an event. So hopefully we will not have too many more of those. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We reached the over 300 mark. Really appreciate it. And please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell.